What's going on, guys? It's Shadow bringing you guys another video, and we are in OP12 updated ban list, and I am running Sakazuki against my buddy Marson here. He is on green Zoro, so typically this is pretty one-sided, but I'm going to try my best here. You do see he plays on that Hiyori, which is basically a rest 1 Dawn, search top 5 for a slash type. And I play out a brand new. Was considering on grabbing that sword card, but I considered just grabbing the Kuzan instead. Typically, when you put the card back into your hand, that's pretty much it. That's what you select. However, again, we are play testing OP12 with Sakazuki back in the format. It's really crazy to say. But I opted to just grab the Kuzan instead because on turn 4, I plan on just playing Kuzan out and establishing it for the draw. And you do see he does use that Hiyori ability to tap a Dawn and search top 5 right here. And ends up grabbing the new Zoro event card, which is essentially like Uta's I'm Invincible event card, which is Restand Oronoa Zoro. And establishes one more Hiyori. So at this point, I'm not too certain about playing Kuzan out. And in all honesty, maybe that sword would have been a better card. So now I'm trying to looking at how to do it differently at this point. So I do counter out with a 2K. Don't want to take life very early on like I typically would, especially with Zoro, because it's going to be attach 3 down to leader, swing at one of your characters, restand, swing at face. So if I can protect early on, I'm better off doing that. So I do swing brand new into the Hiyori. He lets it go. I swing leader into his leader here. And he's debating on what to give me for counter here. I don't swing at the Hiyori because I do have a Brook in hand, which you do see at the very far right of my hand there. I'm going to utilize the Brook on play, -1, pop a 0 cost, so it is going to pop that, and into Shigi search here. So it's going to look at top 5 for a Navy. And I believe I end up grabbing a Sengoku. And this is a one of in the deck that I had. I just wanted to try it out. But since I ended up grabbing Sengoku, I do pitch the Kuzan for my Sakazuki leader ability to cycle, which is one of the reasons why this leader is so good. On attack, -1, and then you can use your leader ability to pitch 1 card from hand, draw another one from the top deck. So you cycle whatever you want, fill your trash how you want. Unlike Lucci, you swing and mill 2, you don't get that choice. You know, it's just a random 2. So very lucky for me there. So. And here is that Zoro ability. So you're going to see 8k swing to the brand new and then 8k swing to leader. I do take that leader swing just to try to find some more options at this point. Just looking for something different. And I believe he's going to tap 2 and play out the new 2-cost blocker that protects slash types. So protects them from KO effects. The only good thing about Sakazuki is that it protects them, or it bottom decks a lot of cards with Hound Blaze and Aramaki Sword. Unfortunately, I just don't know if, not completely certain if it protects it from any type of removal or KO, but it does protect it from something. So you do see here, I am going to play out Rebecca, and Rebecca, I'm going to grab a 2k counter from the trash because I do have a Brook in hand, which is going to reduce that blocker down to 1 cost, and I'm going to attach it down, swing 5 with Brook to his leader, popping the blocker. Decides to take it, and he ends up triggering a Paradise Waterfall, which has a trigger ability of KOing a rested 4 cost or less, so very good for him. Being able to remove the Brook from the field right away. And I do swing 6k with leader, and he gives me a 2k counter there. So unfortunate for me that I end up losing one of the Brooks. Would have been very good to have it since it would have been basically -2 on the field, because I would have given up the Rebecca to save either one of the Brooks. Because either way I'm going to get hit to face with this leader swing, so I'd rather have the 2 bodies that can reduce and pop on the field. But yeah, Zoro is a menace. I believe Zoro is probably going to be one of the best deck in the formats this set, especially after UP Luffy getting hit with the bans, which I'm honestly very happy that it did get hit with bans. It's kind of made the game a little bit unfun for me. Obviously, you guys know I'm a Blackbeard main. They just always found red rocks and grab blades against me. But you do see he played out a Perona, which finds the TCG, which TCG's on, plays in a rest, I believe, a 6 cost or less character. So ends up resting the Rebecca. And it also attaches 3 down to his Zoro leader ability. Or Zoro. So his leader ability is going to be able to proc off, swinging at my Brook, restanding, swinging at face. And I end up having to take it again. Resting my blocker takes away a lot of what I wanted to do there. And currently, I need to get rid of this Tashigi because it's going to be swinging for 7 to face. And again, not including the Zoro leader, which is going to swing at 8k to my face. So I do reduce the Tashigi down by 2 using the Suru. So it is now a 3 cost. And I end up tapping 7, and I am going to establish a Jack. I was trying to figure out a way to reduce and just getting rid of both the Perona and the Tashigi. But better just establish Jack for the cycle and at least establishing a big body. So you do see I end up pitching that brand new for my Saka leader ability. And I forget to swing. I noticed that now. So yeah, I definitely forgot to swing there. Should have swung, at least poked for 5, at least dwindle the hand. If not, have him take more of his life. But at the same time, probably is not a bad thing because he is, it takes away some options, or not options, but it's kind of dwindling his hand here. So he has to use DMG, Dead Man's Game, which is basically an event card Hody, if not a counter event, to rest my Rebecca blocker and the Tashigi. And he's going to use the Perona to swing at the Tashigi. And here he's thinking about what he should do, whether or not he should rest or attach all the Don onto the Zoro and then swinging at Jack, which is really the only thing he can do, to be honest with you. It's going to be a 10k swing to Jack, and I need to protect this Jack, because at this point it's going to be my main focus of removal, and if not, at least to be able to swing at face for a decently big number. And yeah, he is really considering on what to do here. But yeah, if I would have swung with face, I could have at least dwindled 1 card, or, just kind of put him in a little bit more of a worse spot. So you do see counter out of the Jack swing, and then I do take the leader swing. And I'm looking at it. It's a Hound Blaze, which I'm going to use to trigger the ability to bounce the Suru back to my hand, since it did say you can bounce a character that costs 3 or less back to the owner's hand. So I choose to bounce that Suru back to give me a 2k. And I draw into another 2k, which is good. At this point, I need as much counter as possible to try to get this win off of this Zoro. I'm not running a very blocker-heavy package. At this point, I only really have Sengoku, one of Sengoku, and the 4 Rebeccas. Other than that, no other blockers. But proceeding into the meta, I might actually swap the deck list around and add more blockers to be able to survive against Zoro, especially if this is what I'm going to be ended up facing majority of the time. So I do use Saka swinging into that Perona. And before I even tap 7 to play out the Sengoku, I'm going to just swing with the Jack in case he triggers out another Paradise Waterfall, which is the last thing I want him to do. So I do play out the Sengoku, play out the Kuzan, draw 1, and I end up tapping 1 for a Tashigi, which I think I ended up getting off the draw. So I end up finding a brand new, which is another 1k. I traded a 1k, got a 1k. And I'm going to use leader ability to pitch a Lucci to draw 1 more card. And at this point, I have 2 extra Don. Why not play this brand new? I'm trying to fish for some counter, to be honest. And I end up finding 2 2ks here, which is exactly what I wanted to see. I end up grabbing Suru over T-Bone because Suru cannot be grabbed back from the trash with Mancherry or Rebecca, whereas T-Bone can. So I'd rather grab the 2k that is going to be unable to be reached in the trash later on. And very unfortunate for me, he does have a Hody Jones, so it's going to rest both my blockers. He took his life, so now he's down to 2. And at this point, he has 2 8k swings. Really 3, but obviously 1 has to go to one of my characters. So he decides to go to my face first with the Hody. And I do decide to take it because, again, I know next swing is going to be an 8k swing and another 8k swing. And realistically, his best option right here was to swing 8k into the Kuzan here. Swinging into the Kuzan would have more than likely cleared the body, but swinging at the Sengoku, it just gives him a 2k, and then I give him a 2k, and then I am able to counter out for his lethal swing for 8k with 2 other 2ks that I was able to search. So at this point, I know I have to go for game. Oh, man. Oh. So at this point, I have to go for game. I do have a Hound Blaze in hand, and I'm trying to math it out as best as I can because he has 2 life, 6 cards in hand. That could be allowed to counter. It might not be. I haven't really played much of 12, so I don't know what exactly Zoro's trying to have in their hand. So you do see I'm trying to map out as much options as possible. 2 Don separating for the Hound Blaze to calculate for brand new. So I am going to start off with a 7k Kuzan swing, which is going to swing 7 to face, reducing this Hody Jones by 4, getting it down to a 3 cost. And then I can swing with my leader to get it down to a 2, which puts it in range for Hound Blaze to be able to buff up the brand new. But you do see a lot of thinking going on by me. So yeah, so 7k to face, minusing 4. And then here, I am going to end up doing an 8k with my leader. Realistically, the best number would have been another 7k swing just to not make it an awkward number, but at least my next couple swings would have been a little bit more lethal. So I'm going to attach 3 Don to my leader. Yeah, you see me splitting the Don 2. Gonna swing big as much as possible. So do swing 8, he takes it. Reduce the Hody down. And I'm gonna Hound Blaze, buff the brand new to a 6k. And then attach, I believe, a Don for 7k swing. And he's gonna end up countering out. I attach 2 Don to Jack, and I end up getting the win. If not, if you would have countered it out, I would have swung big with Sengoku, or 7k with Sengoku. But if you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below what you guys thought, and I'll catch you on the next one.